We are delighted to have with us as esteemed partners for this Inspired Are You Future Ready conference, INTI International University and Colleges, a well-established group of institutions here in Malaysia, which today serves over 17,000 students across its 6 campuses. Delivering the partner keynote for INTI is CEO, Ms. Tan Lina. She is passionate about transformation towards coping with the IR 4.0 world. INTI has always prided itself in its graduate employment statistics, and indeed Lina will tap into that collective experience and expertise to deliver her session titled Talent Evolution in an Age of Machines.
Hi, this is INTI, where your future is built today. Welcome! IR 4.0 to me is not something that's coming, it's something that's here. It represents a golden opportunity if we prepare for it. If we bury our heads in the sand, it will come and it will overtake us. There's so much fear right now about bots coming and taking over our jobs. But we shouldn't look at it that way. We should look at it as, how do we become humans who do what humans are supposed to do, who do not do mechanical work? How do we achieve that? By preparing our students to know what is it that a human naturally needs to do. To be creative, to be collaborative, to communicate. These are the unique skills of a human. We've spent too much time in the previous industrial revolutions becoming machines. It's now time to reclaim our place. In order to live up to the trust that students and parents put in an education institution, we need to deliver the rigor of academic education, but also the real-world experiences that will make them highly employable.
iPad is a very, very powerful platform. It is a place, an occasion whereby industry come together, our partners get to meet our faculty and our students.
I think the faculty industry attachment is something that this is a place where academia gets to see what real life is all about, and industry gets to tell their story directly to academics in order to make sure that they have a hand to play in the curricula of the future.
This has given me a new insight on how we could solve problems in the classroom. So since I'm teaching business strategy, so it helps me to resolve problems.
Especially now, Industry 4.0 is coming. All of us, especially the lecturers, they should be prepared to face the Industry 4.0 and the challenges.
You send them for these internship programs early on and not wait until they graduate, then only they go for the internship. They can actually put these experiences that they've gained into a context.
The most important area that a talent should look at is willingness to continuously to learn. And I think one of the areas that we have worked together, INTI and Microsoft, is that partnership to allow for talents, for students to be future-proof today, to be able to serve the industry tomorrow.
Every year is interesting working with INTI because INTI is also very, very active in terms of industry engagements.
They need to have a mindset of lifelong learning. They need to understand that having a degree is an automatic passport to, number one, getting a job and keeping a job and remaining relevant in the job market.
The graduates who have the ability to respond positively to ambiguity, who don't give up in the face of challenges, or who don't stop and say, I can't do what I can't do, but rather to respond in the sense of being constantly curious.
When I talked to them, I thought that they were ready, to talk about it. to relate and to see the passion, the excitement of the work that they have done.
Much has been said about IR 4.0, but to us, IR 4.0 represents a golden opportunity for our students if we prepare them well. They are the ones who are going to go out there and win in this new world of IR 4.0. So there you go. Let's win together in the world of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Hi, I'm Lena, and I'm the CEO of INTI International University and Colleges. Let me bring you to a play today. Close your eyes and imagine a stage. And on this stage, there are two giants. The first giant, digital transformation, has many children and many names, but I'll introduce you to his clan later. The second giant, COVID-19, and then you have the rest of the cast. People like you and me. They're called the humans. Now to introduce digital transformation and his clan. You'll actually know some of them. They're called additive manufacturing, automation, also known as bots, cloud computing, cybersecurity, Internet of Things. And these are just some of them. Then you have COVID-19. So COVID-19 has managed to close borders. It's managed to halt global value chains. It's managed to actually curtail our very basic human need for social interaction. And it's even shelved the biggest sporting event in the world, the Olympics, something that's meant to talk about and to represent unity among athletes all over the world. And that's just some of those things that he's managed to do. But let's also look at the immediate impact that COVID-19 has had. COVID-19 has changed education and work. COVID-19 has changed jobs and job security. It's even managed to change governments and the way central banks work. The giants are not going away. Then, do the ordinary folks need to do? We need to navigate skillfully amongst the giants. Right? So that brings us to the point about skills. So let's talk about skills. What are skills? We're all familiar with jobs, right? But skills, they're different. Right? Jobs come, jobs go. Skills stay with us for an entire lifetime. Skills encompass how you look at a problem, how you frame a problem. Skills encompass how you communicate, how you tell a story. Skills, most importantly, encompass the choice of tools that you make in solving a problem. Well, as we talk about jobs and job security, as long as they're humans, there will be problems. And as long as you know how to solve problems, you will be gainfully employed. So in a nutshell, in a world dominated by giants, it's still about humans and their skills in solving problems. So we've talked about framing. So let's frame digital transformation. Digital transformation isn't about tech. It's about humans. And guess what? It's not waiting. In fact, COVID-19 has accelerated digital transformation. Microsoft saw 2 years of transformation in the space of 2 months, and Lazada saw an 86% increase in sales during this period. So let me frame digital transformation and organizations. What are the 5 things that organizations have to look out for a successful digital transformation? The 5 aspects of digital transformation that we should look towards are vision, communication, culture, process, and tech. So let me bring you through all 5. Right? Digital transformation doesn't exist as a separate item outside of your vision. Leaders have to ask themselves, how does digital transformation support the organization's vision and mission? How do you embed it in? It's part of your DNA, right? Then it comes to communication. How do you communicate that to all your organization? You don't want digital transformation to be something that management does as a pet project, right? You want to be able to explain to the entire organization how digital transformation is going to support the organization's vision and mission. And how does it impact them? What's in it for them and what's going to change for them, right? The other thing is about culture, right? In order for digital transformation to thrive, you need to have a culture that's collaborative, you need to have a culture that's open, transparent, and that empowers your people. Then you talk about process. You need to understand where you are, how is digital transformation going to make life better, how is it going to serve your needs. It's not a pet project. It's meant to serve us. And lastly, tech. It's not about the latest, newest, shiny tech. It's about using the correct tech. By the way, it could be the old tech, just reframed in a different way. Right? So again, it's not about tech, it's about the human skills in implementing, in integrating, and in making that message come true for the entire organization. So we've spoken about digital transformation and organizations. But what are organizations? Organizations are about humans again, right? I've said this in my town halls to my team. Companies don't grow because the building grows. Cement doesn't grow. Companies and organizations grow because the people in them grow, right? So digital transformation really is about the individuals in the organization. In 2016, we asked the question of employers and grads, right? And 30% of employers told us that digital literacy was important, as opposed to only 4% of grads. So what is digital literacy? So digital literacy is the awareness of technology and the ability to use it. The ability to use it to make our lives better, right? Whether that's in a social space, a commercial space, anything that helps us to make our lives better. It's in the creation. So what's digital literacy all about? Digital literacy is about using, knowing, and creating. Do you know what is available, and can you use it to create something that makes our lives better, whether that's socially, culturally, or from a commercial perspective? So let's talk about you and me, and let's talk about talent, right? So, and what we need, what you and I need to acquire. So number one, we need to be digitally savvy. Number two, communication and collaboration. Number three, understanding process. Number four, lead. Number five, be a lifelong learner. And number six, it's all about your mindset. Adapt, be resilient. So what does being digitally savvy mean? It's about keeping abreast with technology. It's about understanding how technology is changing our lives, from the way we raise funds to the way we access goods and services to the way we pay, right? And from a professional perspective, how does technology impact your professional life? What are the latest developments that are coming into your professional life? Especially the kind of developments that takes the board out of the humans in order to free us to do the more human and creative things. Communicate and collaborate means learning to tell stories. I imagine when we were cavemen, we were gathered around a fire telling stories to each other every evening. Go back, plumb the depths of your soul and learn how to tell stories, because there is a real importance in telling stories. Whenever we speak, we perceive what we're saying, but someone else may be perceiving it in a different way. When we tell a story and we bring people from frame to frame to frame, through the examples and through the story, there's less room for misunderstanding and differences of perception. So tell a story. And by being able to tell a story and bring it frame by frame, you're also talking about process. In INTI, we did a big exercise to process mind, where we brought people from different functions together to talk about a process end to end. And as we walked through it, that allowed everyone to have a single common language to be able to design and tell a story end to end. I always ask this question to demonstrate process. I ask my team members, how do you come to work? It's something so innocent and so simple, and people don't put any thought into it. But if you really think about it, how do you come to work? There are decisions you need to make. There are things that have to happen before, and there are things that have to happen after. It's attending to the details in a very structured manner. That's what process is all about. Understanding processes is about knowing where you sit in a journey. It's about the handoffs and the impact you make further down the journey. It's about looking at the details. It's about a structured way of understanding a story end to end. Let me share about INTI's own automation journey. We looked at our processes and we tried to find a way to drive better outcomes, to do it faster, to do it better. And we decided we would use bots. But we didn't say the bots were here for us to save costs. We measured the success of our bots with how early we could all go home, right? Our message was that the bots are here to take out the robotic work from our day so that the humans can do more creative work. Everyone is a leader. Earlier on, we talked about digital transformation and organizations. We talked about culture, having a more open culture where everyone can give a suggestion, where everyone can participate. But guess what? It takes two to tango, right? As the company is more open, individuals need to also step up, to offer suggestions, to share their knowledge, to try to make a difference. Being a leader also means understanding the vision of your organization and caring enough about the outcomes to make a suggestion, to offer up different ways of doing things, and to share your expertise. Everyone is a subject matter expert on something. You don't have to be a manager to lead. It's an attitude. Leadership to me is stepping up, offering perspectives, offering suggestions. It's about understanding your organization's aims, their vision, their mission, and how you can actually influence those outcomes. Being a lifelong learner to me means investing in yourself. Let me ask you a few questions. When was the last time you invested in yourself? Hopefully, it was during the lockdown. What's your side hustle? What if the job you're in disappears? Would you be able to switch roles? Those are questions that will guide you to being a lifelong learner. To wrap it all up, it's about mindset. It's about adapting and being resilient. I'll give you an example. When lockdown happened, we couldn't counsel our students face to face. Life as we knew it came to a grinding halt. What were we going to do about it? We adapted. Well, we're 6 campuses. The gaps were coming together, having a shared language, understanding a shared and having a shared vision, and understanding the outcomes, defining the outcomes. And most important, coming together as one team, working collaboratively, harnessing each person's expertise. The INTI team came together. They knew that they had to provide the same sort of service to the students. Everybody came together to look at how we would be able to provide the same sort of service to the students in a digital manner. We talked about agility. We talked about sharing our individual expertise and stitching it all together in a seamless process to be able to achieve exactly what we were doing face to face. There's a misconception about online learning. People think that online learning is turning on the camera, standing in front of it, and teaching the same way that you've taught in the past, right? That's not online learning. Online learning is about outcomes. It's about capturing eyeballs so you can drive that outcome. Believe me, you're not going to be able to capture eyeballs, in other words, the attention of your students, if you stand in front of a camera and talk for 45 minutes. Let me bring you back to the play. Let's revisit the stage. And let me leave you with a question. Was this about the two giants, or was it about us, the humans? By the way, are these the only two giants in our lives? Or will there be more giants? And with that, I wish you a great conference.
The product I'm going to bring to iPad Night is a fully autonomous drone that my colleague and I have developed during my internship program with Forfang Sidin Berhad. They are the Luna and Vesta. Luna is a fully autonomous drone that's developed and manufactured in Malaysia. It is able to perform missions such as security patrol, high altitude inspection, agriculture fertilization and mapping. On the other hand, Vesta is a user-friendly ground control station for drones to carry out functions like starting mission and drone deployment with just a push of a button. The most difficult part for me was I have to juggle my study and in my involvement in laureate robotic competitions. All of that was worth it when we finished at first runner-up in the competition and put the names of Inti and Malaysia under the spotlight. Inti has been very generous with my team and I by providing financial and material resources such as flight ticket, electronic components, material and also hospitality. Self-learning is extremely important, especially in our tertiary education. This is crucial for us to equip ourselves with new knowledge and skill in this competitive age. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Inti for their continuous support and generosity.
I decided to study mass comm because my passion is to create a video content to empowering a brand and also become a radio announcer in future. Balancing studies and my wushu performances is quite challenging. For me to balancing this both fields, I need to do some sacrifices. I need to cut down the time for entertainment and I won't have enough time for sleep. A positive mindset is very important during your wushu. And because when you think you can do it. And from Inti, I learned about being more imaginative about things. If you imagine you can be success in what you are doing. If you never put in any hard work, there will be never a good result. Because the lessons I learned from both fields, from wushu and in Inti, academics are relatable to each other. And the third one is I learned to be a more hardworking person. My future plans for me as a mass comm student and a wushu practitioner is I hope I can combine mass communication and wushu together to make everybody know about the wushu sports, to gain an insight about wushu.
When I was young, I loved doing research on my computer, hardware and software. So I continued to learn how PC works and soon it became like a hobby to me. So I take IT as a subject in school. And after graduating from high school, I found myself loving IT field. At the end goal was to finish and graduate from university and enter a major what I like. Based on my suggestion of my lecture, I'll be showcasing the project through a story-based implementation of this IoT. And it's quite relevant without the smart city. Most memorable time for me was getting a chance to go to ICIT conference. That's where I gain feedback from professional lecturers and senior students. That's where I go to the next level of UITM product for competition. Personally, my advice will be knowledge, where you cannot stop after graduating. I must constantly study, do self-research, and IT is a subject where it's constantly evolving, so does the person himself must evolve. This practice must not only be in college, but in outside world as well.
For me, mass communication is all about passion. I really have the passion in it, so I choose it. I really want to stand in front of camera and I really want to get myself to explore more about in media industry. I end up deciding Indie because I realized that Indie is very specialized in broadcasting field. One of the biggest achievements in my life is I participate in Astro radio station competition. All my lecturers support me a lot of things. I really get involved in the radio industry. Indie Industry Partner Appreciation Dinner for me is a very great experience because I learn of knowledge. I'm the floor manager of that particular event. This is my first time to get involved in iPad as a crew member, and I really think that it's a very amazing and awesome experience. In this event, it really can make a person to be focused because we can't simply make a very huge mistake. It really gives us the opportunity to showcase ourselves, no matter in communication or no matter in our hands-on skill. So this is the time to let the employer to see our skill and then to let us shine.
The main reason that I choose mechanical engineering in INTI is because when I'm young, I like to take things apart and assemble it again. Since INTI is giving the course of mechanical engineering, so why not? I want to challenge myself, so that's why I choose INTI. The main thing of this iPad is an eye-opener for me and a good opportunity for me to get to know for the industry partner that I met that day and presented to them. My presentation is the AGV and RS system. The need of creating this system is because we want to increase the efficiency of the human workers, of course. And the second one is to lower the accident rate. I learned how to present my knowledge nicely to the industry partners. They also give me some feedback. They didn't let me to be very shy to talk with my poor English. I will strongly recommend the students that want to go for further studies come to INTI because the lecture, they are very helpful to me.